Well, welcome to the podcast. That's Fonzie. Okay. Not our guest, but our beloved little producer over there. And then Lili Michelle. Hi, how's it going? I never start the podcast like this, but that's okay. We're doing it. It's always just like we're talking about some random thing. And then, yeah. But I mean, it could have been. Anyway.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. You know, I woke up an hour ago and I'm here.
Good for you.
I'm a big sleeper. I'm a Taurus. So
is that a thing?
I'm a big sleeper.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Tauri sleep?
Yeah, we sleep a lot.
Is that the bull?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just so sleepy.
Big bull for heart.
What are you?
Capricorn.
Oh, I love Capricorns. You guys are workhorses.
God.
Yeah.
Yes, that is very accurate.
We're both earth signs. We're very grounded people.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And we like to work and sleep and eat.
That's literally it.
Yeah.
That's all
Yeah.
I mean, and I love my boyfriend, of course.
You mean fiance?
Fiance. Oh my God. I can't call him that because I haven't called him it once.
Yeah.
And I did one time, actually, when we were walking, I was like, my fiance. Yeah. Like I just had like
it's
a brain
such a
freeze.
weird word.
Yes.
It doesn't feel right.
And I don't know how to spell it.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
You just keep writing Beyonce. You're like, well, hopefully this works.
With an F.
Yeah.
Because there's that little asterisk thing on top, and I don't know which.
I don't know which letter. I would guess it's the last E, but I don't know. I don't know who came up with the word fiance.
I don't know, but they're sons of bitches. I'll tell you that.
The people that get engaged in within an hour are like, my fiance. Those people suck.
They suck.
They suck. They've been waiting too long.
Yeah. they planned their wedding within 6 months because they're like, I had everything on hold.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. No, Steve and I were like, can we do it in 2 years? Is that okay?
I think a long engagement is ideal.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the rush? I know someone who got engaged in the pandemic and married in March. And I was like, what was the rush here? Is she pregnant? And he was like, no, we just wanted to get married. I was like, that makes no sense.
No. It's like if you're living together, you're doing the same shit.
Yeah, but they were only together for a year, so clearly it's not going to work out for them.
No. I give them. We'll double that time for them. But then
you want to know something very funny is that the groom, I went to this wedding in March. Groom I've known since I was born. Very close family friends. Our moms are best friends.
Yeah.
He texted me 3 weeks after the wedding. You looked amazing at the wedding. Us in another life. I was like, this wedding is fake. This is a conspiracy. This is not real.
Oh my God.
I was so livid.
You're like, I'll catch you on the other side, buddy.
Yeah, but he's a doctor, so I'm like, okay, well, when you get divorced, I'll be here.
Good for you. Keep your options open.
I know.
Okay?
I keep going, yeah, baby, in another life.
One where you're not married, you idiot.
But the crazy thing is that me and his wife have the same birthday.
Okay.
Isn't that wild?
Does she also have long brown hair?
Well, she does have long hair. She's Persian like me, too, because it's all Persian people. And she was like, I saw her in Toronto last week, and she was like, we have the same birthday. We must be the same. And I was like, yeah, and that's why your husband keeps hitting on both of us.
Oh, no. Yeah. Red flag number 2.
Yeah. Hopefully they see this and get divorced. And I'll slide on in.
Yeah. Hello. Other life starts now.
Yeah. I am available.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Toronto and then born and raised there. And then I went to high school in Palo Alto, California.
Oh my God. Did we talk about this?
No.
I went to school in San Bruno.
Oh my God.
I was born and raised in San Bruno,
I knew
California.
you were Bay because of Daoud and Andrew and like the boys telling me like Caitlin's Bay.
Yeah. I'm so glad that they kind of scooped me in with them because I started in New York, but then they were like, you can be one of us.
That's how they were with me.
Thank you so much.
Because I started in New York, but then within my first year, because it was so intimidating because I worked at the stand and I knew everybody. So I was like, I can't keep bombing in front of these people. It's so embarrassing. So I went to San Francisco and bombed in front of all those people instead. Yes. And that helped me a lot with like getting comfortable on stage.
That's good. Yeah. Because that must be, that must be so odd.
It's the weirdest thing.
Because you, for the people who don't know, Lili Michelle. Did I even introduce you?
I don't know.
Okay.
I kind of blacked out.
Yeah. Thank God this is a drinking podcast.
Yeah. We were supposed to get blacked out before we got here, right?
Absolutely,
You said drinking podcast.
Yeah. Honestly, if you just carry it over from the night before, that's also right.
Okay, great.
Good job. But you used to work at the stand as a waitress. Yes. And that's where I met you initially. I was doing those laughing Buddha bringers.
Yeah, oh my God.
Oh, we both survived something there.
Yeah.
And
we had each other. We really did lean on each other during those terrible shows.
Yeah, you guys made it fun. Like the staff at the stand is so fun.
Yeah. I loved the girls I worked with. They were so fun, and we'd all just like get really fucked up. Yeah.
I mean, we would come in at the end of bottomless brunch that the stand used to have because the show started at 5 and we had to be there at 4 to like set up or whatever the fuck. Yeah. I mean, it was just the amount of free labor that he was given.
It was nuts.
But so we would come in, and then I remember one time a woman threw up in the staircase.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And you were like, well, just another Sunday brunch. Like, it's just like, oh, God.
Mind the barf. Keep coming, everyone. Comedy this way.
Yeah. We're seating in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Wild.
It was a wild place. I was doing a lot of like drinking, drugs. I would take Adderall. I would do coke. I would it was a lot. I was also 22.
Yeah.
Well, so what else are you going to do? I was right out of college.
When you're working on your portfolio? Yeah. Like, Jesus. I'm going to invest in stocks. Yeah. No, you're going to get shit-faced.
Yeah, I was getting absolutely shit-faced. I mean, I don't even remember a lot of the nights there, but I do remember, like, the smell of cigars now reminds me of when I was 22. Because all those guys would smoke cigars outside.
Right at that window.
Yeah. And it would come into the showroom.
Yeah. Oh, boy. So when did you start drinking in Toronto? Toronto, not Toledo. Toledo's Ohio. Toronto's Canada.
Well, I started drinking in Palo Alto because I was 16 there.
Oh, okay.
And that's the legal drinking age in California.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. If you want to get by in California, you better start drinking at 16. Yeah. I did not, and that's why I was a loser.
Yeah. I started drinking at 16, and I was drinking vodka, and I was a loser. So I would drink to not be a loser. I'd try to be cool. Mm-hmm. And I would chug. We'd get handles of Smirnoff vodka, and I would chug it like, because I like wouldn't taste it because I was just chugging. And I would stand up and black out. And that's where the night would start. And we would go, there was this little like nightclub for kids called Illusions. And, a lot of people got touched in that spot. The owner was a little tickle fingers guy.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So we would get blacked out, go there, dance. And and I'd be like, Mom, I'm at a sleepover.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Would they let you go?
Yeah, they would hate it. They would be like, oh, why do you have to go sleep? Well, you have a bed here. Why do you have to go sleep there? And I was like, I don't know, just to bond with my girlfriends, just getting shit-faced. Yeah. And then going back to their spot. And then one time my dad called me and he's like, he had just watched Taken. That Liam Neeson movie.
Liam! Ruin it for all of us.
I hate Liam Neeson. He calls me and we're drinking in a park this night and we're blacked out and a drunk and I'm like talking to my dad and I'm like, Dad, I have to be quiet. Like everyone's asleep. What's wrong? And he's like, I want you to come home. Come home now. And I was like, Dad, like I'm so tired. Like what's going on? And he was like, send me the address. And I was like, okay, I have to go into the other room and ask. And he was like, I thought you said she was next to you. And I was like, oh, fuck.
I'm asking the mom. The mom.
Yeah. And then my brother came and picked me up and he was like, you're so drunk. And I was like, no, I'm not. Like 16, trying to hide it. It's so obvious. I was like, good night, Dad. I'm so tired. Reeking of alcohol.
Were your parents strict?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, mine were too pretty.
They were super strict and I would sneak out of the house. My brother was cool. He was older, so he would help me. He was like, you can't keep sneaking out of the house with this creaky, like the window would like crack every time and like make a squeaking noise. So he was like, let's get oil. And he oiled up my window for me. And he's like, this way when you go, it's better. And I'm like, wow, you really just helped a child drink underage. He would also buy me alcohol. He's a doctor now. He's making up for it now that he's a doctor, but yeah, so it
just sounds like he's a good brother.
He's a great brother.
That's nice.
He's the best.
Is he your only sibling?
Yeah.
Was he a bad boy in high school?
No, he was such a good kid. He's like always been a good kid. One time he did come home and he was shitting and throwing up, like so blacked out drunk, and my parents held that over his head for years. And I would do that every weekend and nothing happened to me. It was great. I love that he took it all. Yeah.
What an angel.
I know. He's a good guy.
Oh, my God.
Good guy.
Yeah. What school did you go to in Palo Alto?
Palo Alto High School.
Wow. Pally? Is that what they
Pally,
called it? Yeah.
Number 1 suicide high school in the country. Thank you very much.
My God, you guys did it.
Yeah, we won.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, they sent a trophy to all of the kids who lived.
Wow, it's crazy because the weather there is so nice.
It's such a beautiful place,
Yes.
but it's kind of like a warped, like, because everyone is a billionaire.
Yes.
They're cosplaying as they're middle class.
Yeah.
And there's a train that goes right by our high school. We were like the football champions, Stanford across the street. There's so much pressure. It
Yes.
felt like Friday Night Lights.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I played soccer there.
You did?
I got bussed in.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was in San Bruno and their soccer program was okay.
Yeah.
But I would 6 days a week drive down to Palo Alto and play for 2 different teams. I played for the Stanford team and then I played for, and this was all in high school.
Yeah.
And
We had a
those
good field,
kids
yeah.
were rich.
Yeah.
And I felt so out of place, so intimidated. And then there was only like 3 other girls who also got like bussed in who were just like good at soccer. And so they're like, you can play with us. The poors. You're the poors that can come play with us.
We'll take 2 pours. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was definitely a scholarship situation.
Yeah.
And I remember this one time she came in, they were all wearing their rainbow sandals.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and they're like matching kits and stuff like that.
The
And
Longchamps,
Yes!
the North Faces, the
I
Ugg boots, the rainbows,
mean.
the leggings.
And I was like, this is what it's like to be like a person. Like, this is what, you know, if you've made it, you're wearing a North Face sweater,
Yeah.
you know, like, and this has nothing to do with drinking, but this one woman, she was a girl. She was like 17. She was like, oh, I'm having such a bad day. I sat on the toilet and my thighs went over the toilet seat. They
Oh
were
my God.
wider than the toilet seat. And I was like, that's not supposed to happen. Oh my God. And I have never forgot that. And every time I sit on a toilet seat, I'm like, well, look at how far these thighs go over.
I know.
Huh?
Every time I sit down, my thighs just kind of melt. It's as if like they're like super goop or something. Like,
Yes. They just spread like
Yeah.
ooze.
Yeah.
Ugh, that bitch.
I know. It was.
Think about it until I'm dead. Until I'm dead, I
What
will
was
think
her
about that
name?
woman. Couldn't tell you.
Damn it.
No idea. She had a short little hair. She was a tiny little thing. She was
Oh.
fast.
Oh.
And she was very rich. She drove her own car there.
Yeah. All the kids I went to high school with had like Beamers and like all these nice cars. And my parents never got me a car. They got my brother 4 cars, but they never got
4
me a car. Yeah.
cars?
Over his life, not at once.
I was like, some good brother couldn't give you one?
Yeah. I was like, he gets 4 in one
Yeah.
day?
Oh
Yeah.
my God. So that was you in high school. Little party queen.
I love to party. And my parents, I would throw parties at my house. So my parents, they were so strict, but they were also like immigrants. So they would go to Toronto because all of our home base is Toronto.
Yeah.
They would all go to Toronto together and they're like, are you okay staying home alone? And I was like, I'm fine. And what I would do, because my parents had like Persian rugs and our tables were glass. So I would roll up the rugs, take all the glass, and I would put it in their bedroom. And so our house was empty. There was nothing in it. And I would throw these raging parties. And my parents would come back and be like, what's different? And I'm like, I don't know. Nothing's different. There's no stains on the carpet, I can tell you that.
Yeah. Not a single piece of glass is broken.
Yeah.
That's what's different.
Exactly. And then there's so many people that are like, I lost my virginity at your house. And I was like, cool. I didn't. So I was a virgin. So that's cool. Good for you.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yours was the house. Yours
Yeah.
was the house.
It was the house. And also it was a bungalow, but our main room had ceilings that were like pointed. So that noise got trapped in it. Because usually in
Oh.
Palo Alto, the cops would be called, and then
Yeah.
the party. My house, the cops were never called.
Wow.
And also, Millie, my next door neighbor, was cool. She was 85 years old, and
Yeah.
she was like, "I saw the party last night," and I was like, "Millie, you keep that between us." And she never told on me because she died. And I asked my mom, I was like, was she a rat? I need to know if I need you to be sad about her death. Was she a rat? And my mom was like, she never told me. And I was like, that's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Millie, this one's for you, baby. Thank
Millie,
you.
thank you. I get blacked out all the time now.
Yeah. You really could have changed my world, but you didn't. Thank you.
You could have given me a book.
But you wouldn't be here today.
No.
If you were a reader.
No, that's so true. I wouldn't be here vaping and drinking 2 waters talking about how drunk I get.
Dreams do come true.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So where'd you go to college?
I went to NYU.
Wow. So you
Yeah.
were able to keep up your grades?
Yeah, I mean, I cheated a lot.
Good for you.
I cheated.
Good for you.
I want to say I cheated on every test I ever took.
How? How do you cheat?
I was a really good cheater. I would put it in the water bottles. I would put it in between my thighs because my thighs were so big. I could hide a lot of notes under them.
Wow.
And this was when iPhones first came out.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, I'm going to the bathroom with my iPhone and look up the answers. I would there's so many different.
Damn.
Yeah.
That didn't even occur to me. What?
Yeah.
Girl,
yeah.
That's a felony.
I know.
Is it? I don't think it is. Is it?
I don't know.
I don't think they care.
I hope it's not. I hope they can't get you 10 years later.
Yeah. Watch, you're deported back to Canada.
Yeah. You cheated on the SATs. Get out of here.
Wow. That's wild. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
Damn. So you got into NYU?
I got into NYU. Hard work really pays off. I mean, cheating is hard work if you think about it.
I mean, honestly, you're probably learning more by setting yourself up to cheat than you are.
I set myself up to be a good adult, you know?
Yeah.
Cheating.
Cut corners.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what adult life is cutting corners and cheating.
Yeah. And just like getting away with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at our former president.
Yeah, exactly. He also cheated on the SATs.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, daddy paid for those SATs.
Yeah.
Come on. Trump steaks?
I know.
Get out of here.
I know. What if I was like, Trump helped me with my SATs?
I call him Papa.
Yeah. Hey, Papa.
So how was NYU? I mean, you must have gone nuts.
When I came to NYU, because I'm used to Toronto and California, it's a very slow paced life.
Mm-hmm.
I came here and I was immediately depressed because it's like so much stimulation.
Yes.
So I would just smoke pot and sleep a lot. And I didn't I had my roommates and stuff, but I didn't go to like crazy NYU parties until like my last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really into learning about Sigmund Freud. So I read all of Freud in college.
Wow.
And I actually studied and did really well at NYU.
That's great.
Yeah. And then I started working at the Lantern. I don't know if you knew that I worked at the Lantern.
No, you worked.
So when I was in college, one of my best friends who I was in London with, she started working at the Lantern as a waitress. And she was like, why don't you come work with me? It'll be fun. And I was like, okay. She's like, they do stand-up comedy downstairs. It's kind of weird. And I was like, yeah, what losers. Who would do that?
Just everyone I know and love now.
Yeah. And at the time, it was Leo Wolf. It was Kevin Ryan. It was H. Foley. It was all those guys. Yeah. Tom Cassidy, Reggie Conquest. Yep. So I started becoming friends with them. She quit and ended up doing her own thing. So I lost touch with her, but I kept working at the Lantern. And then I became addicted to comedy. But I felt it was like I was in the closet about it. And I was like, maybe if I'm just around it, the itch will be scratched and I can go on with my life. Yeah. And then I left the Lantern because I got fired.
Why'd you get fired?
I got fired because Craig Fox. I mean, I really shouldn't be saying people's names on this.
I mean, I don't even think he does comedy anymore.
Well, thank God. Man, thank God he stopped. He complained. He took over the comedy. He kicked out all of our friends, basically, and started running the comedy.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah. He wanted me to work for him. Yes. To do 5 minutes of, and I was like, I know this scam. I've done it before.
You're like, I'm in a scam right now, but after this scam, I'll come to your scam.
Yeah.
I can squeeze in your scam in between scams. So he was complaining to me. I was really sick one week and I had to go to the hospital and it was just, I was fine. But it was just I was sick. And so I came into work at the tail end of it, and he kept opening the door and it was winter. And I was like, hey, I just came from the hospital. I'm freezing inside already. Can you please close the door? And then I was like, close the fucking door. And then he complained to my boss and was like, get her out. He was like, if you want me to do comedy here, Lily can't work here. So then I got fired. I know. What? But I didn't tell them. Also, I didn't tell them that I was just in the hospital because I don't like to tell people that kind of stuff. So
no, it's very personal.
Yeah. So I was just like, please close the door.
But honestly, in the wintertime, you shut the fucking door.
I know, but he wanted to be like, look, it's so warm inside and there's so many things happening.
That's the easiest way to get it not warm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry. But then you landed at the Stand.
So then Joe at the Stand, who I had met previously, he came to the Lantern one night. He texted me and he was like, hey, do you need a job? And I was like, yeah, I do. And
funny you should ask.
Yeah. Are the doors closed or open at the Stand? Let me ask that.
Yeah. Do you deserve me?
Yeah. So he called me and he was like, hey, do you want a job? And I was like, yeah, for sure. So then I went, I interviewed, and then I was just waitressing. And then I was there for like a year and a half, I want to say. And would just get fucked up and get so fucked up. And then I moved in with Lisa Traeger and Annie Letterman.
Wow.
They were just like, we need a roommate. And I was like, perfect. So then I moved in with them and they were like, you should do it. And I was like, are you sure? I was like, I need you to convince me. Yeah. And then they were like, well, if you do it, do it. If you don't want to do it, stop talking about it. And I was like, yeah. So then I did it.
That's great.
I can't stop doing it.
Do they have that thing where the stand, like you can't waitress and do comedy?
I think now they do.
Yeah.
I think at the time that was not a rule. But I think someone might have changed.
Someone might have ruined it for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know who. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me.
So what were nights like? Any stories from the stand?
Well, the stand, I mean, no, but I do have a story from the Lantern. I did have sex at the Lantern.
Yes! Dish, girl, tell me.
So I would have the key to the Lantern, and I was like hanging around all these guys all the time. So I'd lock the door at the end of the night and we would just get shit faced. And like, I remember Kevin Ryan was like, can I smoke a cigarette in here? And I was like, fucking hell yeah, dude. Do whatever you want. Later, I found out I was not supposed to let him smoke cigarettes in there.
Well, I mean, you got to ask for forgiveness. Yeah. That's it. Sometimes.
I didn't know. I was drunk. And so one night, this guy that was a regular, he wasn't a comic, and he was just flirting with me, and it was just us two for a long time. And then he like came up behind me and started kissing me, and I was just turned around and was like, into it. So then I blew him on the stage at the Lantern. At the bottom, yeah.
On that stage? With the leopard print?
Gross ass stage, yeah. It was a nightmare. Again, I was 21 at the time there, so.
I mean, at least God, that stage. I remember being on stage and watching a mouse run by behind me.
Yeah, there were mice. Their mice were helping me, actually. They were also licking and having a good time. Like, it's
like a Cinderella situation.
Yeah. They were holding my hair back.
They put a little bow in it.
Yeah. The birdies, like, to-do.
She's our angel. Yeah. Our blowjob angel.
Yeah, like, crying. Yeah. Shaking. Like,
I do deserve better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you ever hook up with that guy again?
No. That was a one-night thing.
Yeah. And you got a BJ? He didn't reciprocate?
No, he came over to my place after, and then we had sex. And then, and then he was weird with me after, and I was like, whatever.
Weird? How was he weird?
Well, I do this thing. If I hook up with someone that I see regularly, I try to act normal, but I'm ignoring you. You know? Like, that's me trying to be cool, is me not making eye contact with you for at least 30 days after we hook up. Oh my God. So I wasn't looking at him, and he was like, why aren't you looking at me? And I was like, I don't know. Something in my eye or something.
Because I blew you on the stage of the Lantern.
And now I have to serve people watching the stage.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. Good for the Lantern.
Good for the Lantern. The Lantern's so different now.
I know.
It looks so cool.
It's very hip.
Yeah. Very like cool. They don't have it downstairs though.
Yeah. They haven't been using it for so long.
I know.
But that's actually where I first started comedy, was at the Lantern downstairs. Yeah.
Wow. It all comes back to the Lantern.
I mean, the Lantern. The beginning and ending of dreams.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, may it rest in peace. What is it called now?
Something Yacht Club.
Oh, God.
It's so stupid. They went from the Village Lantern to just the Lantern to something else, I feel.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Laugh Factory. Not Laugh Factory.
The Comedy Shop.
The Comedy Shop.
That's what they call it. Yeah.
Oh, good. What a
I was like,
name.
It's always going to be the Lantern to me. Sometimes, one time last week, someone was like, I got to go to the Comedy Shop. And I was like, what's the Comedy Shop? I was like, what is that?
Steve said that to me, and I was like, where are we going?
Yeah.
Is this a new club? What is happening?
Yeah.
And then I sat down. I was like, this is a new club. This is insane. This is clean.
It's clean, full of foreigners that don't understand your jokes.
Yeah.
Being barked on the street.
Well, at least it doesn't have Craig Fox.
Yeah. Thank God. Oh, God bless.
God bless. Am I going to bleep out his name?
I don't know.
One
time he did message me on Facebook, and he was like, hey, Lily, I miss making you laugh. And I was like, you've never made me laugh. Oh,
he wrote that to you after he got you fired?
Yeah. Isn't that insane?
Insane person.
And we waited like a year. But it was still like, I was like, I know that you got me fired.
Yeah. Ugh.
People are crazy.
All right, leave the name in. Leave the name in.
Craig Fox, bald man. Always wearing a suit for no reason.
Well,
Thinks
now we have
he's
to
Frank
cut it out.
Sinatra during karaoke. Craig Fox. God damn. I hope he finds this. I hope he goes, I miss making you laugh. Why are you hating on me?
Yeah.
He's foreign now.
He somehow turns into your brother. And you're like, what?
Yeah, I helped you with the window.
Oh, so what is your drinking like now? What do you do?
Now I'm a little bit more tame with it. Like during the week, I'll have like 1 or 2 drinks when I'm like doing a show. But on the weekends, I mean, my friends are heavy drinkers. Mm-hmm. And they can drink like 17 beers in a night, and I don't drink beer, so I'm having like 3 cocktails, and I'm like, woo! But I do love to microdose shrooms.
Wow,
that's very fun for me, and I like to smoke weed.
Okay.
But
any fun stories with those two?
With shrooms, well, one time I did do DMT. And that was a really eye-opening experience.
What's that? Okay, tell me first what DMT is.
DMT is the chemical that gets released in your brain when you die.
Oh.
Yeah. So I did it for funsies.
Yeah. Just to see what it's like.
Just to have a little girls' night in, you know?
Okay.
And so I was with a couple comics. I was with Amy Letterman and Kurt Metzger.
All right.
Which is a great 2 people to do it with.
Yeah.
And, so at the time I was struggling because like I had a friend who passed away, and I was like really struggling with the idea of death, and I was thinking about it all the time. And they were like, this is going to help. And I was like, I don't think it's going to help. So I smoked it. And then I kind of got knocked out, and the Cave of Wonders from Aladdin opened up to me. And my eyes are closed, but I'm fully there. But the Cave of Wonders opened up. And I go into the Cave of Wonders, and then I'm in this psychedelic tunnel with colors and shapes that I've never really seen before. And I'm like, whoa, this is so cool. And then it opens up to the universe. And then that's when it clicked for me. I go, oh, this is what happens when we die. We just get released into the universe. Oh. And it was very peaceful. I liked it a lot. And I woke up and Annie and Kurt were holding each other like, how was it? And I was like, it just got ruined. Let me tell you that. This freaks me out.
Yeah, what a sight.
I know. It was insane.
Oh, that's crazy, though.
Yeah.
Is that a form of Molly? I sound so old. I sound like 900 years old.
I think it's its own thing.
Is that Molly stuff?
Yeah. Does it make you happy or sad?
Yeah. Do you like to pet hair? Yeah. Do you pet the hair? Oh, my God.
But yeah, I don't do Molly anymore. I did it like twice, and I liked it, but I just don't like to take pills that like fuck you up.
Yeah.
Those freak me. Like, I don't do coke anymore. Did do it previously.
Yeah. Once or twice. I mean, who hasn't? I feel like if you worked in the service industry, you've done cocaine.
Yeah, because they're all doing cocaine. And then you don't want to like get the bad shift. So you're like, well, I got to do cocaine with my boss or else I'm going to get booked next week. So you're just doing cocaine, you're just drinking, and then at the stand we'd go next door to Patty's.
Yes.
And there's so many nights that like Patty's with all the lights and stuff. It's such a decorated bar that when you're fucked up, it's just all neon. Yeah. You're just like walking in a neon tunnel, and you're like, what's happening? Yeah. I'd get so drunk.
Yeah. I mean, that seems accurate. Every time like Maddie Smith had birthday parties there. Same with Sean Donnelly. Yeah. I feel like everybody just kind of stumbles out of that bar and is just like, well, that was a thrift. Yeah. You know?
Let's get pizza. Yeah. And you're like, okay.
Exactly. It's just like, yeah, that's what happens at Patty's Pub. Yeah. It's the same lady back there the whole time.
Yeah. Kate. I love Kate. She works behind the bar.
Yeah.
She doesn't like everybody, and I love that about her. Yeah. She's very picky on who she likes. She likes me, so she's like, I hate that guy. I'm like, I hate that guy too. And then someone's like, that's Michael Trey. Kidding. I love Michael.
What is your relationship with mushrooms? What's that?
With mushrooms, I like started it when I was 22. I would take a full eighth because I didn't know what you had to do. So I would take a full 8th and I'd be in my apartment, and I did it with one of my coworkers from the stand and her boyfriend, and everything would just become swirlies. Like we were smoking weed and the weed had faces in them. And it was like very therapeutic because you would process all these things. And I feel like when I do psychedelics, I go to like the same place. I go to this place in my head that I can only access when I'm on psychedelics. Yeah. And it's a very peaceful spot, but you get to like analyze things. Like I feel like I can talk to people that are like halfway across the country or something. Yeah. Because you're just on shrooms and you're delusional. So, and your brain is shutting off slowly. You're being poisoned is what's happening. So I really liked it when I did a full 8th, but I can't do that anymore because I did that twice. And then so lately, my friend gave me a chocolate bar that were mushrooms. And so I've been doing that, and it just makes me really happy. I don't know. It makes me happy, makes me loose. And then every time I'm on shrooms, I'm like, this is the best day of my life. Like last 4th of July, I was on shrooms and I kept telling everyone, I was like, this is the best day of my life. And they were like, we're at McCarran Park. We're sitting at a park. And I was like, love it. Yeah. This is what life's about. Yeah.
I mean, if you find that happy place, stay there.
So I love it. You've never done shrooms?
I've never done mushrooms. I want to very badly.
Yeah.
People are like, you get them from this guy, but I'm always like, do I just message him on Instagram? Like, I'm so old. I'm such a prude.
Well, you just gotta get like, I bought it for my friend the other day. He was like, oh, next time you buy it, can you buy me one? And I was like, yeah. And then he just paid me for it.
Yeah.
So much easier that way.
Can you do that for me?
Yeah.
Is this a drug deal? Are we getting it on the podcast? Is this incriminating?
Yeah, my number is.
Yeah. We'll talk afterwards. Yeah. Because, the feds, the fuzz, they're already after you about that SAT scandal.
They're like, wow, 2 strikes so far. What's the 3rd strike? And I'm like, I don't know.
I still cannot believe that you cheated on the SAT.
I know.
How did you do it?
Well, I would just look at the next person. It was really easy to look over and just copy that. Like, it's like crazy easy to do that. And also they rearranged the order of the test for every person, or like they would do it row by row. But then you just figure out who has the same test as you because you're on the same first question as everyone else. So you go, oh, you have the same first question, we have the same test. And then you go. I got caught cheating quite a few times, but not at the SATs.
That's where it counts.
The person like that's supposed to watch over us is just like reading a book. Like, they're not paying attention. No. They don't give a shit.
No, they don't want to be there as much as you don't want to be there. So they're just like, live your life.
The teachers that used to walk back and forth to make sure no one was cheating. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you. We're cheating. We're obviously cheating. We're kids.
I never cheated.
Really?
I'm a good girl.
You are a good girl.
I got kicked out of the Girl Scouts for fighting, but I always feel like I had the Girl Scouts in my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. This girl made fun of my glasses, so I pushed her into the bushes.
Oh, well, she deserved that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they were like, Caitlin shouldn't come back.
Caitlin has anger problems.
Yeah. And I was like, she made fun of my glasses. And my mom was like, Caitlin. So it was a big thing. Anyway, I feel fine. I feel great now.
I used to get in trouble for pantsing boys. Have you ever been pantsed?
No, not like public.
Come over here for a second.
I'll run over there right now.
I used to pull guys' pants down all the time in Toronto when I was in like 7th grade.
Yeah.
And I got caught because they were crying. Because they would cry their eyes out like losers. And I also used to pull their chairs out. I was a mean flirt. I was a mean flirt.
I was a mean flirt too.
Because I didn't know how to do it.
No, you just wanted attention.
Yeah.
And then people were like, you're so big. I was big. I was a big kid. And they're like, you're so big. And I was like, well, look at my size. Look at what I can do with this size. Isn't that great? I'm just going to.
I used to let this guy, because I was always bigger than everyone else too. Like the girls I would hang around with, like small blonde girls.
Yeah.
And so this guy was like, Lily could take a punch. And I was like, yeah, I can. So he'd punch me in the stomach and he'd punch as hard and I'd be like, I can't feel it. Just like let him do it over and over again.
Yeah.
And now I have Crohn's.
Yeah. She can't feel anything.
I
now.
can't feel anything. Nothing at all. Anything under my breasts, gone.
Yeah.
Numb.
Oh, I used to get detention for hugging.
That's so sad.
In middle school, I would get detention for hugging.
What a Care Bear.
I mean,
you and kids actually dressed up as the Care Bears. You're like, fuck.
It was crazy. And I was like, why? And he's like, because some people don't want it. And I was like, that's mean.
Was he gay?
No, I don't know.
Like, stop touching me. I don't like women.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're like, okay,
no, the guy who was the vice principal would
Oh.
put me in a tent. And he would tell me that not everybody wants it. And then I was like, but these are all my friends. And they're hugging me back.
That's insane.
Yeah.
He
it was
probably
nuts.
just was never hugged as a kid.
Maybe.
So he was like, no one gets a hug.
But I was also dressed like a trollop. So, because I tried to get that attention. I was like, it's like I went to middle school, 7th grade. I like discovered that I was like pretty and I started getting like tiny little titties, you know?
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm going to wear these skin tight shirts and these really tight pants with no pockets in the back, you know? And then I was like, ooh, hug me, you know?
Yeah.
I was just trying to.
You're like, come here, baby boy.
Yeah. You like don't know what it is, but you're like, I want to be touched.
Yeah. God.
Someone finger me.
I used to masturbate literally as soon as I got home. I'd go to my room and my parents would be like, you're going to go study? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go study. And I would just be on Facebook and touching myself for hours.
What would you look at?
I don't know, just my friends. I wouldn't like have it propped up as I masturbate. I would masturbate on my bed and then I'd roll on down to the computer and be like, oh, what's everyone? Oh, not much, you. And then I'd go back to my bed and masturbate.
Whoop.
Yeah.
I didn't masturbate until I got to college.
Really?
Yeah.
I was masturbating since I was 9 years old.
What?
I remember the first time I masturbated.
Tell.
I was watching Galaxy Quest.
I mean, Tim Allen's going to do it for everybody.
It
Timmy!
was actually just the aliens that couldn't really speak. They were like, hello. And I was like,
Okay, what kind of Freudian situation is that, Lili Michelle?
I love a foreigner. But yeah, but it was like a very, like, I was just like tickling my clit. Like, it wasn't like I was like really rubbing it. And then I remember my mom was like, and my brother's on the couch with me. But it was an L-shaped couch. It was a really big couch.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was the biggest couch you've
it
ever
was
seen.
Such a big couch.
Yes.
But he couldn't notice because I wasn't like fully like, it wasn't like I had a vibrator. It was just
Yeah,
just like as if I was like scratching lightly, you know, like those like tickle things. So then my mom was like, come to dinner. And we had to go upstairs to dinner because we were in the basement. And I like couldn't walk because like I was like masturbating for like 2 hours. And that was the first time I touched myself. This is a podcast about drinking, but I'm going to turn it into something different. I'm going to make it about touching myself.
I like it. You know what? Take the reins. Take control.
Yeah.
Okay? She's in control of her body and this podcast.
Yeah. That's crazy that you didn't masturbate till college.
Well, I would try, but I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
You know? And I had a boyfriend. And so I was coming, but I had a boyfriend do it.
Oh, I've never had a boyfriend.
Never?
No, I had a really toxic relationship for 5 years, but I don't consider him a boyfriend, but I do consider him an ex.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a very weird situation.
How did you meet him?
He was a regular at a bar that I would work at. So he was a gross man.
Okay. All right. Was he a comic?
No,
Okay.
thank God.
No.
No, comics are gross, except for your fiance.
Thank you so much. He's very small and clean.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He is. He's a sweet teddy bear.
He's such a sweet guy.
Oh, I just want to put him right there.
Yeah.
Hello.
You go, Mommy's got a podcast. So you sit right here.
I just talked about his big dick. Oh, God. All right. Anyway, that threw me off completely.
Yeah.
Oh, what time is it? How are we doing? Okay. So this is the point where I like to ask if there are any stories we didn't get to.
Okay.
Think, Lily.
One time I was so drunk I laid in the middle of the street and then a car almost hit me.
Okay. What happened there?
I was just drunk and I was like, I'm hot. Like, I just want to like lie down. So I just like laid in a street in Palo Alto and then the car was zooming in and my friend was like, car. And I got up and I was like, oh, I could have died. Wow. I also used to drink and drive a lot. Did
What?
you do that?
No.
Why not?
But there
So
a lot
fun.
of people have.
Drinking and driving was truly like the highlight of my childhood. You know?
What?
It was so much fun to just have like handles in the back. You go to a park, you get blacked out drunk, and then you drive home and you go to bed.
That's wild.
But it was Palo Alto. Like, you've driven in Palo Alto. It was
There's
such like
no
a
one-
suburb. There was nothing.
After 10 o'clock, no one's out.
Yeah, no one's out except for the cops.
Yeah. Did you ever get a DUI?
No.
Damn.
No, I didn't.
And you used to do it all the time?
all the time, every night. Well, not every
Really?
night, every weekend. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. And so now when I go back and like I stay with my parents, but then I'll go to San Francisco to do shows, they're like, well, don't drink because you're going to come home. And I was like, well, this is my favorite part of coming home.
Lily.
Well, I'm sorry. Should I say my license plate number so the cops get me?
That's your third strike.
It's just you feel so free on the road. You're like, oh, I could just drive off the bridge, but I won't.
Oh my God.
Nice.
This is also a cry for help.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought the blowjob in the lantern was a cry for help, but this one is.
No, my whole life is a cry for help.
Oh boy. Oh. So and are we talking like blackout drunk? No.
No,
that would
not
be-
blackout. Well, one time I did try to do a blackout, and I came to when my friend had my window was down on the driver's side, and she jumped in, so I couldn't drive because she was in front of the steering wheel. And that I came to, and she was like, "You can't drive right now." And I was like, "Well, yeah, no, I literally can't. You're blocking the wheel."
That's a good friend.
Yeah.
That's a good friend.
I forget her name though. I wonder who she is. I forget everybody's name from high school. It's insane. Except for like the 3 girls that bullied me, I forget everybody's name.
And they're going to be at the comedy show tonight.
They're coming to my show tonight. It's gonna be really fun.
I mean, what would they do to you?
Well, so one of the girls was Persian, like me, and so when I moved to Palo Alto, I was like, I didn't have any cousins, nothing, because I was all in Toronto. So I was like, oh, like I'm going to the Persian New Year party tonight. I saw that you were gonna go, and she was like, yeah, I'll see you there. And I walk in with my family, and she's at the front with a bunch of Persian girls, and I'm excited to meet them. And she goes, she's here, and then they all walk away from me, and I was like, so embarrassed. And my mom was like, it's because you're so beautiful. And I was like, okay, no. I have a gap tooth. Thank you. But yeah, and then they were just like catty girls. Like they would ignore you. They would say, I was brown and I had a hard time. I was thin. So it was just like I wanted to get asked to prom, and my friend Emily was like, oh, like why aren't you guys trying to find Lily a date for prom? And they were like, Lily's ugly. No one wants her. And I was like, okay.
They said it to your face?
No, they said it to Emily, and Emily told me.
Oh, well, then everybody's a bad friend.
Yeah. No, I don't think I had a single good friend in my childhood.
Yeah, I'd forget all their names too.
Yeah. Blocked it out.
I hope you have jokes about these 3 witches.
I don't. And I was like, I can't like write a last minute joke.
No,
if it bombs, like
that's-
that's a nightmare situation. If I bomb in front of my high school bullies,
Yeah. The Revenge is doing very well.
yeah.
Yes. And from what I saw on
thank you.
the Knitting Factory, you're going to do great. Okay.
I hope so.
Where's the show?
Caveat?
Oh, yeah, that'll be fine.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought so. Caveat
Yeah.
could kind of be a little bit weird because it's such a big space. But
Yeah. If there's people there, it'll be fun.
yeah, I think it'll be fine.
But I hope you kill them or the show.
Thank you. Thank you. Me too. Me too. I'm bringing my gun in case.
Yeah. Strike 5,000?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the cops are waiting for me outside.
Yeah. Well, Lily, where can people find you?
You can follow me at Lils Michelle, Lils Michelle, and that's pretty much it.
That's it.
That's it. That's it, folks.
That's it. That's it. She's done. She did it. Well, thank you for doing it.
Thank you for
I
having me.
appreciate it.
This was
My
so
little
fun.
angel. My
Oh
little
my God.
drunk angel. My cheating drunk angel.
Yeah. God, I'm a bad person.
No.
That's what I just realized.
No. You're not a bad person. We're all just evolving and changing. We're just shapes.
Yeah. We're all just shapes in a DMT psychedelic tunnel.
We're all just trying to get into the cave of wonders, man.
Yes.
That's all we're doing. You're great.
You're great. I love you.
I love you too. Goodbye.
Goodbye.